All right. Looks like we're going live on IG now. Oh, not one of them. Hey, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Revive and Thrive. We are here on our, what is this, our 17th episode? Oh, my goodness. Time is really flying. So excited though. So today we are streaming on our platforms, our personal Facebook pages, our business Facebook page, also on our personal IG pages, as you got, and our YouTube page. I forgot about that, and don't want to forget about YouTube. As you guys know, we always tell you that anytime we're streaming live on our IG, we can't interact with you. We don't see those comments in our platform that we're using. So if you do want to be a part of the conversation, make sure you hop on over to YouTube or even Facebook so that you can be part of the conversation. Also, just want to welcome all of our new subscribers. I swear, KG, last week we were at 500 and now we're over 550 subscribers. We're making our way quickly to 600. It's so crazy how fast things are, the content is growing. So thank you to everyone. Yes, everyone who's been with us week to week and all of our new subscribers. We are more than happy to have you with us. All right, so introductions. I'm your co-host, Tamika Elaine.
Hey, everyone, I'm your co-host, KG.
Yes, and this week we are talking about aromatherapy. This is a topic, heard a lot about it, but never really dug into. We figured it would be great to do a self-care topic on this Mother's Day weekend. So hopefully all the moms will do something this weekend to just kind of rejuvenate themselves. But KG, why don't you kick it off by telling us what exactly is aromatherapy?
Yeah, so just like Tamika Elaine said, I mean, hopefully this is a great topic for everyone for Mother's Day. And if you're not able to go and treat yourself and get that spa treatment, maybe you can utilize this show. It's just in time so you can do it at home. So really, aromatherapy is a holistic healing treatment that uses natural plant extract. So it helps to promote good health and well-being. So a lot of people may think it's just used to make the room smell better, but actually, no, it's a lot of different effects that can really better yourself and make you feel better. So we're going to explore all of that today. So basically, some of the benefits of aromatherapy is more on the emotional side, as well as there's some physical elements of the benefits as well. So in terms of emotional benefits of aromatherapy, essential oils can help with mind chemistry. So it can help reduce the stress, anxiety, depression, and also can help improve your mood. A little bit later, I'll go into a little detail which particular essential oils will be better for that. But another thing I do want to highlight, it can help with your insomnia. So for all the people who may have problems sleeping, you will get a lot out of this show today. For instance, just so you know, I'll just give an example what I've used in the past. I need to be more consistent, but peppermint oil can act as an upper, and it could just make you feel happier. So if you ever been in a situation, you're at home, let's say you just had an argument with your boo, or you're yelling at the kids and you're in a bad mood. But if you go into a room and you just go in a room with, let's say, some peppermint oils and a diffuser, and you're there for a good 15-20 minutes, you might find yourself feeling happier, more content. And it's not by happenstance. This is actual science. The peppermint oil is helping you to relieve the tension and become more of a happier person. So there's a lot that goes into this. So another example is lavender, which is another common use essential oil that helps to calm you down. So if you ever feel stressed out or you're always so up, but you need to like bring it down, then lavender may be for you. So I could have used that last night during my Knicks loss. So for all my
Oh,
I was not okay, you know, because that's a game that we should have won, but that's all right. So I should have diffused some lavender, and so I could feel, you know, I could bring that calmness down. So, so that was a lost opportunity, but that's okay. There are some physical benefits of aromatherapy. So I don't know if there's people out there. I don't like taking drugs or different painkillers. You know, even though they're there, I always try to use, you know, more of a healthier, you know, thing to relieve pain. Well, guess what? Aromatherapy can also help with that. It can help with pain, headaches, and migraines, and soothe sore joints. It could also help with digestion and reduce inflammation, nausea, side effects of even chemotherapy if you're going through that. So there's a lot of great benefits of aromatherapy. And again, it's not just about making something smell good. Another thing that you may not know of, there's other benefits like respiratory infections. It can help with that. I already talked about improving your sleep quality. And as far as making or actually utilizing aromatherapy, there are actually a couple of options of how to utilize those essential oils. A diffuser evaporates diluted oils into the atmosphere. I know I personally use a diffuser. A vaporizer actually allows users to directly inhale oil vapors. And I know when my son was a lot younger and he was having some breathing issues, and this is before he was diagnosed with asthma. I used to do that. I used to put some oils in a vaporizer, so in an effort to try to help with his breathing. So I know that is a great use. Something I have never done, but if you dilute essential oils, you can also apply it directly to the skin. And, you know, sometimes mixing several oils together. So that is also another way you can utilize essential oils for aromatherapy. But I want to know, Tamika and Lynn, like, what is the science? You know, I like the facts. What's the science behind all this aromatherapy?
sure. I mean, you touched on some of it. I mean, my research showed that even though it's not scientifically proven, the researchers do believe that aromatherapy works through the influence on the system that supplies our sense of smell, which is the olfactory system, right? So they believe that the smell receptors in our noses communicates with our brain, specifically the limbic system, which is the amygdala and the hippocampus, which is where our emotions are stored and our memories, right? So when you're breathing these essential oil molecules, some researchers believe that they stimulate these parts of your brain and influence the physical, emotional, and mental health. Similar to what you said, lavender stimulating the activity of the brain cells in the amygdala, similar to way some sedatives, right?
Oh, yeah.
Medications work. Other researchers think that the molecules from the essential oils may interact in the blood with hormones or enzymes. So, as far as on the skin, so yeah, there's also aromatherapy massage, which is a popular way of using essential oils because it works in several ways at a time, right? Your skin is absorbing the oils and you're also breathing them in, right? And then you're also getting the benefits of the massage. So I mean, unlike our other senses that don't pass through these same systems in our brain, that's why aromatherapy is thought to be can potentially be so powerful, right? So it's depending on the information our brain gets from our noses. The scent can activate the immune system, change blood pressure, affect digestion, trigger memories, evoke emotions, and kick off a host of other physiological responses.
Wow.
Um, but again, it's like when you look at like the NIH and the research that they've done, it's like they're like, well, there's no evidence-backed research showing, well, there's no illnesses that can be cured through this, right? Or the
Yeah.
practice of aromatherapy. But again, the mood and stress relievers, there's evidence, but it's like mixed, right? So they essentially say it's inconclusive. But there have been studies, which just I found this particularly interesting, as far as like lemon oil reducing
Oh,
agitation and using that in some individuals that had dementia, right? And so they
oh,
did notice that there was some reduction in their levels of agitation. So, that personally hits home for me.
wow.
So I'm like, maybe I'll try that. Maybe I'll try that and
Well, how would
see.
you use that? Like, would you put it on her skin, or
No,
you would
well, anything on
like,
the skin has to be mixed. But
yeah,
in the study, what they did was they combined it with a base of lotion and applied it to
oh,
patients' faces and arms twice a day.
oh,
And they did observe some reduction in agitation. So that's pretty interesting. So that study concluded that aromatherapy with essential balm oil is safe and effective treatment for clinically significant agitation in people with severe dementia, with additional benefits for key quality of life parameters, but it does indicate the need for further controlled trials. So, so there's been research, there's been studies, but I think that at least reading this, I probably would just try to see if I notice anything, do my own study and see if I notice anything,
yeah,
with my mom.
that'd be
So,
good. Are you
yeah,
gonna buy the lemon oil though? Are you gonna? Did you put it in your Amazon cart? Like,
no, I haven't looked for it yet. Yeah. But we'll see. We'll see at some point. Maybe I'll go down that road. And Sherm just brought up a important note, which we'll also talk about when we get to safety. Be careful with some oils as they can cause burns, such as oregano oil. A hundred
oh,
percent. So essential oils for everyday use, KG. Which essential
okay.
oils would you want with you? Which ones do you find, I guess more relevant for your needs?
Yeah, well, okay. I'm gonna talk a lot about the different oils because I figure it'll be easier to put it into different sections, like in terms of why would someone use these oils. So I'll first talk about sleep. I did briefly talk about this at the top, but I figure, what are some of the things that a lot of people are struggling with? So I know
Mhm.
I'm hearing a lot of people may have problems with sleep, or they're suffering from adrenal fatigue, which often leads to all sorts of sleep difficulties, from insomnia, waking up in the middle of the night. Who has done that, and having problems going back to sleep, and difficulties getting out of the bed in the morning, and you just having unsatisfying sleep. So, which can cause a whole host of things like fog, tiredness, lack of focus on task, and things of that nature. So, some essential oils that can help with that, kind of like what you said, Tamika, like nothing is conclusive, but anything natural, they always say that, like, oh,
Yes, exactly.
and so, of course, they wouldn't want you to utilize this. So, but some of the leading oils that are helpful in terms of sleep are, and we already talked about, both of us, I believe lavender is actually the most studied and popular of them all for sleep focus. Chamomile aromatherapy has very similar effects as lavender. It's calming, it's relaxing properties, and it can help you fall asleep faster. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing this right, but there's a essential oil called Yang.
Oh, I had to look. It's Elang. Elang.
It's Elaine. Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Don't make fun of me, everyone. But yeah, Elaine. So this is also in the top three for in terms of sleep. So it's a floral essential oil, and it really helps with. It has a sedative effect. It actually helps with stress as well, and helping your body feel more relaxed. It can also, I'm also going to talk about depression and emotional, but this can also help with emotional and mood issues. So it seemed like it has a nice trifecta effect. So Elaine, I'm sorry, is it Elaine? Elaine? Okay.
I think so. Yeah.
So it's Ylang. Ylang. So yeah. So, but there are other oils that also help with sleep, and some of those are cedarwood, jasmine, sandalwood, bergamot, vetiver, Vetiver. So these are some oils that you may want to look out for and see if there's something that can help if you are a person or know someone who suffers with sleep disorders, or or just having problems having a sound sleep. Now, I figure another section just to talk about is stress and depression. And again, these are all, I believe, topics that typical people go through at some point of their lives. It may not be an everyday thing, but I feel like everybody had at the very least some stressful moments. So if you feel like you're going through stressful moments, some of the really good essential oils for stress and depression are bergamot oil. It helps to stimulate and it can energize and improve your blood circulation. So it also triggers feelings of vitality, uplifted mood, and joy. It works well against depression, stress, and anxiety. Now, I know Tamika Lane is going to talk about blending in a little bit, but if you were to mix bergamot with lavender and frankincense, I like this scent, but I can never say it. Frankincense or something, frankincense or whatever. It's Frank, FRANKINCENSE. So if you were to mix that with the lavender and the bergamot, it can be a great natural addition to a depression recovery toolbox. So that could be your toolbox for depression recovery. And you can also blend bergamot with lavender and ylang to reduce stress. So those are some mixtures that you may want to look into. Clary sage is also a really good essential oil. It helps clear the mind of dark moods and has an uplifting effect. So if you wanted to, another way to use these essential oils is put it in your bath. They say that putting a couple of drops of clary sage in your bath with ylang can give you a good night's sleep, as well as lift your mood, so you can go to sleep happy. So again, clary sage with a little ylang in the bath, that could be what you need. And then again, for the mothers out there, we do no stress. So that could be something you could do for yourself tonight or at some point today or tomorrow. Also, clary sage can mimic cortisol and should be used with caution, especially if you have advanced stages of adrenal fatigue. So like one of our viewers just said, be cautious when using these oils or mixing them, or just understanding the different effects of them, because they may cause damage, or cause another issue to be worse. But other helpful oils for stress and depression include lime, geranium, grapefruit, neroli, basil, sweet orange, as well as rose. So I thought those were great to know. Also, fatigue. I just thought that was another category to talk about for those who just lack a lot of energy. And I'm one of those people. It's just so hard to
Same.
girl and stay energized. I don't know if it also is because of the sleep, and it's maybe my sleep is not good, and then it just feeds into the day. So if you're also one of those people who suffers from fatigue and lack of energy, well, guess what? Aromatherapy may be able to help you in certain instances. So some oils that can be very helpful in those instances is eucalyptus, that helps with concentration and mental stimulation. So that sounds like the best oil if you're working from home. You just put that in the diffuser, and maybe it can help you to be more efficient. Peppermint, it seems like, it's an upper, so it's refreshing and energizing. So that should not be a surprise. Rosemary helps with memory and clears the mind. So that is something that can be very useful. Basil helps with concentration and sharpens the senses. So those are some of the key oils that can help energize you, and maybe even help with fatigue. Now, I just do want to say that aromatherapy can only be complementary to an overall plan for rebalancing the body. You can't just think you're going to put on these oils and you're going to feel better, and you still eat terribly and you don't do any movement with your body fitness. So I do want to say that this is not like, oh, this
A
is
substitute.
magic. Yes, it should be. It's like I said at the top. It's a part of the total wellness, body wellness. That but in event, take this with a grain of salt, but just understand that it really you should be thinking about rebalancing the whole body. So another section, I'm sorry, I feel like I'm going a little, but I figured these are sections that a lot of people may, go through and suffer from. But
There's no
nausea.
need to apologize. I'm sure our viewers
I'm just
will find it interesting.
I'm like, yep, yep, yep. But I just figure it could be very helpful to those because a lot of this is helpful to me. I'm going to make a commitment to be consistent and because I have a lot of these oils and now I understand some of the benefits other than it smelling nice. I'm going to start using that today. But I figure another a section where people have some issues is concerning digestion and nausea. Some people may have problems with eating and it causing them not wanting to eat. So maybe you want to think about aromatherapy. And it seems like peppermint. Peppermint is the go-to for a lot of things. So
Not for blending, but go
no,
ahead.
oh, okay. So Tamika Lane's gonna put us in check about that in a second. See, but it's great for nausea, fatigue, headaches. Ginger. I mean, I didn't even think there was a ginger oil, but it's also a great choice, and it helps with nausea and digestive issues. So again, peppermint, ginger are the key oils for that. There are some other oils that can help in this section. So they include, again, lavender is also an oil that has come up quite a bit. Roman chamomile, cardamom, fennel, nutmeg, star anise, black pepper. Interesting. Black pepper, lemon, geranium, and melissa. I've never heard of melissa, but there is an oil called melissa. So there is really good for nausea and ingestion. Um, Also, one thing I do want to call out, pregnant women should be very careful when applying aromatherapy, especially directly to the skin. Uh, Consult the doctor because it may, do something to you and the baby. So I do want to call that out as well because we want to be responsible when giving forth information. And the last thing I will just say, for some typical ailments that people have for headaches, try cinnamon, ginger, thyme, or did I? Is it? It's not. Is it thyme or thyme?
I mean, I've only said time.
Me too. Okay. Thyme, clary sage, lemongrass, and lavender. So again, for headaches, cinnamon, ginger, thyme, clary sage, lemongrass, and lavender. To clear your sinuses, try cedarwood, cypress, eucalyptus, juniper, tea tress, and angelica. For menstrual cramps, for the ladies who have to go through that, try caraway, rosemary, sage, rose, and basil. And for people who have sore muscles, and I have very sore muscles, so I'm gonna try maybe one of these. And they suggest verbena, myrtle, caraway, rosemary, and patchouli. So those are all I have. But now I'm gonna throw it to you, Tamika Lane, because you kept saying not for blending for certain. So I want
But
you to teach
I
us.
guess I'm curious. So for the muscles, that's still just smelling it, just a diffuser. Okay.
Smelling, it's still
Okay.
going into your body and it's helping. I
Okay.
thought that was crazy too. But I think with that as well, putting it on your body, diluting it and putting it on your body will also, I think that will make it work quicker.
Yeah.
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 But yes.
Um, well, Sherm, just going to the comments. Sherm commented that he thinks music therapy would pair well with aromatherapy. Music therapy has been studied and now is being used to treat anxiety, depression, as well as other mental related problems, possibly also some physical problems. That made me think of the episode you did on,
Yes.
music.
You gotta say that, Sher. See, you missed that episode. Yes, I talked a lot about that, and it's very true. Even though a lot of the inconclusive whether it works, but yes, music is very powerful, just like a lot of these essential oils. So yes, pairing it with music your mood, you're gonna be happy. And
I know, right? And I definitely see you doing that because you always listening to music, so that's just kinda by default. You
girl, yeah, it helps me get me if I'm in a funk, matter what I play. But yeah, girl, yeah, it works.
Mhm. Well,
So
you
now
gotta
I'm going with you
let me
doing the
know.
yes, yes. Let us know about the blending though, because I don't want to like do something blend something together and cause
Yeah,
it.
I mean, again, this none of this is not all encompassing. So I would recommend to anyone who is going to be exploring aromatherapy to definitely do your research. Um, some tips for creating an essential blend are, just like perfumes, as oils are grouped into different scent types. Floral, woody, menthol, herbal, citrus, as well as scent notes, top, middle, and base, which, when combined together, will create a well balanced fragrance. So, to capture the perfectly balanced essence, try blending together maybe floral and citrus, or menthol and woody, or oils to create captivating, harmonious, unique fragrances. And I guess it all depends on what's your preference. Every like with perfume, we all prefer different types of scents. It's for me, depending on the mood or what I'm trying to go for. I might, wear something that's more woody versus something that's floral. I don't really like overly sweet. But yeah, I would say depending on what you're looking for. Um, so ideally, your blend is going to contain, like I said, a top, middle, and a base note, right? The best way to think of the top note is that it's something light and subtle that evaporates quickly. The middle note will make up the bulk of the fragrance, with the scent becoming apparent under the top note. And then it says, like, the base note is the heaviest scent and the slowest to disperse, and the scent that you'll be left with the longest. And it
Oh,
gives us some examples of, like, top notes would be eucalyptus, lemon, lemongrass, lemon myrtle, orange, sweet, and peppermint. Middle notes would be more like geranium and lavender, and some base notes cedarwood. Um, Now, in terms of making the combination, a lot of the research, they recommend mixing 10 drops in total, in a clean bowl or bottle, and using a small amber glass bottle as is ideal to store the oil, to
oh,
ensure they're not exposed to direct sunlight or have the chance to evaporate quickly. I've seen research that says, don't use plastic, don't use metal. So when you're mixing these things, and this person recommends following in the ratio 30, 50, 20. So 30% of your top note, 3 drops, 50% your middle note, 5 drops, and 20% of your base note. Let's see, and allow the blends to rest for a day or so, just to allow them to blend and harmonize fully. And again, if you plan on using them as part of a body or skin treatment, you have to first dilute it, because you cannot use pure essential oils directly on the skin. You should not do that. You can dilute by adding 1 drop of your essential oil blend to 1 teaspoon of your favorite carrier oil.
oh,
Some examples of carrier oils, common ones are jojoba, sweet almond. You want to have, like, ideally organic and cold press carrier oils. Also, apricot, grapeseed, avocado. They don't have a strong sense of smell on their own. They should be kept refrigerated until used and should be discarded if they smell rancid. And for sensitive skin like me, you might want to dilute that even more with 1 drop per 1 tablespoon of your favorite carrier oil. So that's some recommendations there. And you can use these oil blends. Now, once you make your blend, you can put them in your diffuser, your bath, use them as a skin treatment. There's so many options. Now, in terms of some I guess, recommended blends, and these are all 3 oil blends. So one is called, this is a refreshing trio of lavender, peppermint, and lemon.
mhm.
I know you spoke about some of these properties. This equal parts of lavender, peppermint, and lemon essential oils, it says, creates a well balanced blend. Frankincense, ylang, and bergamot, that's a balancing blend. it gives some information about each of the properties, but I think you went into some of those already. You would have with this one combined 2 parts frankincense with 1 part of the ylang and 1 part of the bergamot. That will help to restore a balance to the mind and body.
Mm.
And for respiratory relief, tea tree, eucalyptus, and lavender. Let's see, equal parts of tea tree, eucalyptus, and lavender. It says clears the ear and supports optimal breathing. So those are some examples of some blends that can be done. And as far as which ones should not be mixed together, some have been found to have adverse effects. Generally, mixing the wrong oils, it says, would just lead to unpleasant odors. For example, the scent of peppermint and lemon blended together produces a disagreeable odor. Peppermint and thyme might lead to stomach irritation. There's also evidence that skin irritation might be caused by the combination of peppermint and ylang or grapefruit blended with lemon. It's also been suggested that the combination of peppermint and jasmine may cause irritation to the respiratory system. So, again, do your research before doing any of these. In terms of shopping for pure essential oils, we're going to go into some tips now. Shopping and safety. Definitely, make sure you're reading these labels. It says the label should include the Latin name of the plant, information on purity or other ingredients that have been added to it, and the country in which the plant was grown. Definitely evaluate these companies that you're purchasing from. Make sure it's a well-known and reputable company, aromatherapy company that's been around for several years. Choose dark colored glass containers because these essential oils are highly concentrated. They can dissolve plastic bottles over time, tainting the oil. Most companies package them in small brown or blue glass bottles
Yeah.
to protect the quality. Avoid fragrance oils. It says fragrance or perfume oils are made from essential oils combined with other chemicals or entirely from chemicals. So they're not suitable for aromatherapy. So
Oh.
instead, look for bottles that contain a single essential oil in its purest form. Um, Though there are some that I have seen that there are some that may have like a carrier oil, some kind of vegetable oil with it, and they say that that
Oh.
might be okay. Like this one says, because they range in prices depending on, let's see, it says there should be a wide variety of prices. Rose, absolute, or sandalwood oils will be more expensive, while the sweet orange oil will be on the less expensive end. If you find a rock bottom price, it's probably isn't pure.
Love you, mommy. I love you too,
Let's
baby.
see.
So
Aw, Kaden.
anytime.
Um, as far as safety, let's see. Obviously, we don't recommend that you eat or drink them. Dosage is going to be a very important factor in safety because some used in the wrong doses or too high concentration can contribute to changes, in the body, damaging of the skin, organs if used improperly. The purity is something, again, you want to make sure you are being mindful of because some are altered by synthetic chemicals. So definitely make sure that you are, doing your research when you're buying these. It's not bad if the label indicates that it's 20% essential oil and 80% vegetable oil. It says this is sometimes done so that popular but expensive oils like rose or neroli that can cost over $100 per teaspoon when pure can be made more affordable.
Okay.
That's just something to note as well. And again, in the application method, make sure you are mixing them with your carrier oils so that you don't have any skin irritation. Let's see. It says some oils are considered safe if inhaled and yet might be irritating to the skin in concentrations as low as 3 to 5%, which thyme, oregano, like Sherm said, thyme, oregano, clove, and cinnamon bark essential oils are examples of this. Several of the citrus oils, such as bergamot, lemon, lime, orange, angelica, can cause phototoxicity, which is severe, burns or skin cancer if there's exposure to natural light or sunbed radiation following these applications. So again, you need to be mindful of, what the effects are of the oils that you're using. Um, and again, don't ingest without professional guidance. And then there also can be possible drug interactions. So given the complex chemistry of essential oils, right? Um, let's see. Yeah, it says, for example, studies indicate that peppermint and eucalyptus oils increase skin absorption of 5-fluorosil, a drug, which is an anti-cancer drug. So, there's different effects that they can have on the body. So you definitely want to make sure if you're on different types of medications that you do let your provider know, what you're doing, especially on the skin and just not ingesting, but any type of aromatherapy, you want to let your provider know just in case. So lastly, don't just rub them anywhere. Don't trust buzzwords. Toss out older oils. Did that bother you? Don't rub them
Yeah,
anywhere.
I was like, "Wow, I can't just rub it in, rub it in." Or I mean, there are certain parts of the body you shouldn't like.
Of course.
I mean, like obviously not private areas, but like,
Yeah, and I don't know. I probably
yeah,
wouldn't put certain things on my face or whatever. So arms and legs or whatever.
yeah.
It says lemongrass, peppermint, and cinnamon bark are some examples to be mindful of where you would be putting them on the body. Make sure you toss out any older oils. Don't keep them more than 3 years. Says older
Oh,
oils are more likely to be spoiled because of exposure to oxygen. Yeah, so I don't know what that means for the oils that you have. Let's see. Do dilute them. Don't use on damaged skin. Do consider age, right? Like young children, elderly are going to be more sensitive. So you might need to dilute them even more than you would for yourself.
true.
And it says, and you should totally avoid some oils like birch and wintergreen, and even small amounts, those may cause serious problems in kids 6 or younger because they contain a chemical called methyl salicylate. And don't use essential oils on a baby unless you ask your
Oh yeah.
pediatrician. Store them safely. Making sure they're not easily accessible to kids. Stop using if your skin reacts. um, and if you're going to go to an aromatherapist, make sure you do your homework, and find someone who is reputable. There's no training or license for aromatherapists, but it says you can check to see if yours went to a school certified by a professional organization like the National Association for Holistic Aromatherapy.
Mm,
Don't overdo it. And you mentioned just earlier, KG. If you're pregnant, you got to be mindful, because some essential massage oils may make their way into the placenta, right? So you
mm.
don't want to do that. So those are some safety tips. There's a lot. I mean, there's a lot. It
Yeah.
almost makes me, as I was doing my research, I'm like, oh my gosh, really, I would suggest starting small. Uh,
Girl, I mean, that was helpful because I know when I used to do that a lot, I was just, especially you said two-part this, man, I was just putting like, like 7 drops of this, 5 drops of that,
Oh
whatever.
yeah, you definitely need to make sure you're following the right ratios for
Oh,
the with the carrier oils. Well, I'm saying if you're putting them on your skin, but
oh, no,
probably
I'm
even I
saying,
don't know with inhaling. I'm not sure
I just like the
because even with
strong
the
scent.
with the bath, you want to make sure because yeah, your skin
Oh,
is going to
no.
be. I was reading something. It was saying that the oils aren't water soluble, so you still want to put like mix them in something to get them to go into the kind of get into your bath water. So
Oh,
do
get
your
off.
research. That's what I would say. Yeah, don't just go. I wouldn't just go dropping the oil in the water in your bathtub. I would look into that a little bit more.
I will replay this again, your section, is to make sure. At least when I do the bath portion, because I don't really put it on my skin, but I do. I just go real like heavy on in the diffuser in terms of like,
Mhm.
I'll be mixing up. Oh, this sounds good. Let me, like
Yeah,
it.
I've never done it. And my humidifier that I'm supposed to be using every day, has a little tray to put some
Yeah,
essential oils, but I've never done it. But I figure maybe I'll start slowly with that, getting one oil and
one.
one oil and see if that does anything. I've always wanted to just put the eucalyptus like plant in the shower and create that
Oh
own,
yeah.
I've never done it, but that's something else I guess on the list to
Woo.
do.
Oh
Have you done
yeah.
that? Have you done that?
Oh, I'm sorry. At a spa, like
Oh,
that.
okay.
So
Okay.
it was a spa treatment. I had to go into the shower, and they actually poured. I mean, they didn't do no dropper, but the smell of the eucalyptus with the warm shower, and this was, I don't know. I was after a massage part, so my skin was already oiled. Oh, but it was great.
Wow. They
Mm.
poured it where? Just in,
I don't know, some kind of dispenser on the
okay.
side, but it made the. I don't know.
Okay, okay,
But
okay. But I mean,
yeah,
the
it was.
shower again, it's not just going on your skin.
No,
It's
it wasn't on my skin. She
yeah,
poured it somewhere along the shower, but the smell with the
right.
steam. Oh,
Yeah, yeah. I'm like,
I don't want to leave.
maybe that might help with me to each morning to have that experience. So we'll see.
I gotta figure that out. Now you just put something in my head. I'm gonna figure this out to do for my next shower.
Exactly. Sherman's saying he uses castor as a carrier oil. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think aromatherapy, at least for me, I'm interested and curious to kind of take some baby steps and and incorporating
Like
that into
one.
my self-care routine.
Yes, self care. Yes, ladies and gents, self
Right.
care is important.
Right, right, right. Well, I mean, that wraps this episode. I thank everyone for joining, and hopefully, you guys got something from it and would like to, take some steps to incorporate aromatherapy into your regimens, maybe even daily. Let us know if you do and what those results are. And, as we mentioned each week, we have our own self care service with our flying dress photo shoot. So, if you're ready to just, rejuvenate and take some time for yourself to just be the star of the show and just work your magic in front of the camera, hit us up and the links in our bios. And, let's get that package and get that carefully crafted and curated for you to have your photo shoot. So, thanks everyone for joining, and we will see you next week. Have a great weekend and happy Mother's Day again to all the moms.
Yes. Bye, everyone.
Bye.